Hello everyone, welcome back to Valorant Hub. My name is Zaki, and in this video we are of course looking at the entire map. Now you're probably wondering, why do we have this screen right here? It's because I used this gameplay as an observer basically to look through the entire map. So let's start off right here. We're not going to be looking at this for too long, in fact let's just skip. Here we are. So as you can see, this is us looking at the entire map. By the way, there is a face cam version of this video as per usual. Not always going to be the case, but you know, right now with Act 3 being new and everything, I decided to do it. So if you want to watch this entire thing with the face cam, as you can see me on Zaki number 2 high there, basically today we're going to be looking at every corner of the map that you can't even find with the player model, you know, the usual player model or whatever. Essentially just exploring around the map and seeing what's going about. So I've used this observer tool to look through a lot of different things. So we're going to be looking at this a lot right here. This is sort of obviously the shipwreck here. We have the facility here. We have the attackers spawn boat here. And we have, I would assume, some sort of, I don't actually know what it is at the defender spawn, but we're going to have a look. So right now, as you can see, in this, I'm actually going to be, and what I do a lot is testing out of seeing what we can find in the observer tool. So I'm basically going to walk you through everything that we're seeing as it goes on. This could be a bit of a long video. It's not going to be an hour long like the last one. Of course, the last one was very much limited to my bad understanding of the custom game options, as many of you have pointed out to me in terms of, you know, having to return to the spawn all the time, etc. But in this, obviously, I don't have to do that. I have a free camera where I can use whatever I want. I use this gameplay actually for a few cinematics that you'll have seen here and there for other videos. You'll see a lot of this stuff on Twitter as well. A lot of the footage that I found interesting for you really has been on this specific gameplay. So anyway, we're going to skip a little bit here because this was me basically trying to get cinematic for for this part of the map basically. And then very quickly you can see that we move closer to the B side, and actually maybe we're going towards either B side or the ship. It looks like we're just going to B side at the moment. So here we have obviously all the crates. We have some sort of what looks like, is it a watchtower maybe here? I don't remember. I think we might go up here. I can't remember now. As you can see, I'm just trying to get some cinematics around this area right here. There will be a lot of details and sort of showing you rooms that you have never seen before. I know that was in the thumbnail and title most likely, but this gameplay really was, or this I should say, this this video file that I'm showing you right now really was just a lot of cinematics, and I found a lot of cool stuff. So I think what you're about to see here actually is the capture for the ambient noise on so yeah, I think we go a bit higher up. Here we go, and then soon enough we have that 1 hour thing, which I know some of you are going to be very confused about, the 1 hour ambient noise. If you type in 1 hour ambient noise or ambient Valorant or whatever into YouTube, you will in fact find our video on that. And the reason why I did that is because I know that some of you are like, why did you post that? It's because I know that there are a lot of people on the internet who like that sort of thing. And, you know, this is meant to be a hub for Valorant where I show everything going on. And that's what I've planned on doing. So here we are on a sort of bird's eye view. We can see all these different players. Eventually, I turn off their names with the L key, I believe. But right here, we can see whoopsie. Right here, we can see a plane. It looks like, finally, here we go. So right here we have the plane, we have some crates over here, we actually get very close up to here, as you might have seen from the Twitter. We have what looks like a crane here actually, and we have obviously a lot of containers around here. Let's keep moving forward. We can actually see a lot of effects happening here, and obviously this is basically fights out, so I think that's Omen smoke right here. That is guiding light from Sky, and I think this is either attackers or defenders, I can't actually tell. Either pushing or staying around here, but now it looks like we're about to go into the facility, and this might be where we find some really cool stuff. Okay, so right now we have a fight going on, quite interesting, and soon enough we will in fact be going into rooms like here, maybe even into the vent and stuff like that. Let's move a bit forward, just so that we're not stuck on the same camera angle. Keep going, keep going, keep going. All right, so what do we have here? We have the same stuff that we've seen before. I'm actually trying to find something more interesting because I did a lot of camera work here, trying to get cinematics for different projects, and you'll have seen a lot of this footage actually on Twitter. I was trying to get cinematics for stuff. if we keep going, it took a little while for me to actually figure out the fact that, okay, actually I can look into some hidden rooms here, because at the start of this was basically just to find some cinematics and stuff, not really looking too much into the lore side of things. But I think about halfway in here, we will in fact see, here we go. Okay, so here's a start. Okay, so what I'm about to show you is pretty intense. Now, I think I actually spoke about this in one of my last gameplay videos that I did, but basically facility right here, I call it facility just because this is sort of the indoor lab area. This is a very lore-packed area, specifically right here where Breach is right now. And the reason for that is, I wish I would sort of slow down a little bit here, because I do want to show you something quite interesting, and I think it points us closer to lore. So hopefully we do in fact go in there at some point in the near future. I'll just keep going forward. I know we've already been in there, but I do a better look at it. Okay, maybe a bit later on then. Don't worry, we do find it. We do indeed find it, just looking through it still. Continuously looking through it. Alright, let's see. Maybe we're not going to look at that room straight away, but it's definitely in this footage. Just skimming through it, basically, and seeing what we have. Lots of cinematics and stuff, which I will eventually use. I've been using a lot of this stuff for Twitter. Okay, so maybe... Okay, we're going to go in here first. Okay, so this right here is the area at the very end of B site on the defenders spawn. So as we can see here, we have danger, we have kingdom storage, and it looks like we have Radianite boxes, or boxes with Radianite in them, but we don't actually know where it's going. Now, you can't see past about this area, like where we are right here, basically. We can't see past this area really as a player, but with the camera, we can go a bit further. Unfortunately, this is all we have, and I think if we go a bit further than that, which I have gone further, so I do know, but clearly we don't do it here. If you go further than that, there's basically nothing. Hopefully we do go further. Let's see. We do. Okay, and as you can see, everything is hollow from that point onwards, but that is essentially the tube with boxes there and a door, it looks like, over there. And yeah, this is obviously where players can well, this is basically mid/B site. And then here is another place that you probably never looked at before. You kind of know where this is already. Unfortunately, there's basically nothing down here. When I first used the observatory to come down here, bro, honestly, my reaction at around... Hold up. My reaction at around this point here, I was like, oh my god, we're about to find everything. And then this. I'm like, what? Wow, okay. Like, so anticlimactic, but that's fine. That's fine. Anyway, so we're going to move forward soon, because eventually I realized there's literally nothing to look at there. Having... I wonder who that is. Someone's taking advantage of some good verticality there, though, with the op. Rain supporting. I just realized that it's Sova versus 5 people with very little health. That's very unfortunate. I obviously wasn't playing in this match, so I can't remember exactly how it went. But here we have, obviously, we have the entire, well, not the entire team, but 3 players of the entire team just looking around in there. And finally, Sova, unfortunately, is 1v3'd there. Okay, so now we're back into the facility, and now it looks like we're going to look at some more lore stuff. So you've never been in here, most likely. Now, I have my own thoughts as to what this room is, and also what's inside these pods. But we're going to look into that a little bit later. What I did find interesting, though, is this right here. What is this? What is this? What is it? Now, I think we might even go inside the pod, but you can't actually see anything inside it. As you can see, there's no hidden teasers inside the actual pod itself. You can only see, you know, some sort of orange solid or whatever it might be. So you can't see what's inside it, but I do have some theories as to what might be in here. And of course, like I say, what is this? That's something that I might put in the thumbnail. I don't know, but regardless, quite interesting stuff. Obviously, we have the Kingdom logo right here, the Kingdom Corp logo right here. And this is quite literally in pretty plain sight, in as much as it's right next to, is within the facility that everyone fights at A. But yeah, we honestly have no idea really what's in here. I have some rough clues, but we're going to look into that a little bit later on. So if we go through the vent, as you can see, it's a very hollow wall. And actually now, okay, so this is some stuff that you'll have seen on Twitter actually already from myself on Valorant Hub. So this is behind, sorry, not behind, underneath the entire building, right? And we have a lot of Radianite being used here. I went a bit further down, obviously. There's nothing below this. but it's quite interesting to find all this radianite underneath the map basically. And unfortunately, there isn't much apart from that underneath here, but it's still interesting to see what lies beneath the floor that we are all playing on pretty much every time we play on ICEBOX, which of course you will be able to play in the very near future. I'm not going to skip this part right now. I'm going to have some coffee actually, and we can just have a brief look. Okay, so right there, that's quite interesting as well. We saw some Steam. There's the coffee. There's some nice views of the map. This map is gorgeous when you're not in this part of the map sort of thing where, you know, everything's glitching out and stuff. But maybe now we actually go to the ship, and this was a bit. So this is interesting because obviously you don't really get to see this part of the ship anyway, like this especially. But it's obviously very hollow. So here we have the room in Defender spawn, and this Defender. Attacker spawn. This is what we saw actually quite early on in terms of A, some teasers that I was doing on Twitter, and B, some I did that sort of map tour, that hour tour. We looked at it from the window to the right, but we didn't look at it like this. Now this, I think, is probably one of the highlights of this video. So we're, what, 12 minutes in? That makes sense. So what the heck is going on here? So we have what looks like some sort of samurai, potentially, and actually some people have, I've showed some of this already, and some people have already looked at it and sort of DM'd me about what they think it is. But this looks very, in fact, it's surely the same room that we were looking at with all the orange pods in before, that had sort of, you know, that face at the top and stuff. I think that this right here, this person or this type of person, this samurai or whatever, I have a feeling that people are being put in these pods. I don't know why, I don't know how, but they're being put in these pods just based on what I'm seeing here. Now, what does this mean exactly? I don't know if this is a new agent. It might be. I'm probably not going to market it as a new agent. I don't know. I don't think it's a new agent, though. It could be. What I do know is that it's most likely at least a character within the storyline, which is still very interesting because a lot of us are looking for lore and still haven't really seen a lot of it yet. So hopefully. Anyway, moving forward now, let's look at these screens right here. So some people have said that this is where Kingdom Corp has already taken over. And then of course here we have what looks like some sort of map. And looking at it now, is that? No, I don't think it is. I was trying to figure out if that's some sort of like representation of this map, but it doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it. I was looking at that as if that was like B Kitchen, but I don't think that's it. And then of course we have Experiment X011 here, which is, I believe, the last card of the Act 2 Battle Pass thing going on. And then of course here, actually let's keep on there for a second. So right here we have that. I wish I could zoom in actually with this software, but I could on Photoshop or After Effects obviously, but not here. So what do we have here? We have Radianite clearly. And I think we have people, maybe people operating around here, doing stuff around here. It looks like we have some sort of maybe computer screen where people are monitoring it. We actually have a Kingdom Corp logo that I just noticed there actually. That's quite interesting. And yeah, of course, this looks like they're sort of studying it. Maybe they're powering it. Maybe it's powering something. I can't quite tell. And then moving forward here, of course, we have some sort of panel, which I can't quite make out what that is, but it's not the same thing as here, I don't believe. Maybe that's another map. Maybe that's something different. I don't know. And then, of course, on the table, actually, let's have a look at this real quick then. Okay. Oh, no, maybe on the table. Okay. And of course, we have the world map on the table. We have what looks like some sort of... We actually see this at Bind... Is it Bind? Yeah, at Bind B sites on Defender spawn. I was trying to think for a second there. Didn't want to get that wrong. So we actually see that. If you have a look at the back alley, basically, of B site on Defender spawn, you'll see that there's actually quite a lot of, or there's like 3 or 4 of those maybe on the shelf. Then we have a walkie-talkie, it looks like. We have some pens potentially, and we have the world map here. We can't actually read what's here. And then of course we have got some radianite cubes here. whether they're just models or whether they're actual Radianites, I don't know. And then of course we have a lot of chairs here, which I would assume that means that, you know, this sort of some sort of quarters or whatever else it might be. I can't quite tell, to be honest with you. But regardless, that is what we have right now with this room, and that's quite a lot when you think about it. We have what looks like some experiments going on. Whether this is some preservation thing or whether they've been captured, I can't really tell. Obviously by Kingdom. I don't know what that is, but that's something we'll look at later on. Obviously, we've seen this. We saw this even before VALORANT Act 3 came out. We saw this in Act 2, but at the end of it, we had the map, chairs, a table with intel potentially on it, and some sort of control panel here, but I don't know what it's being used for specifically. So, oh, here we are. I actually zoom in. Okay, so yeah, in fact, we do have what looks like screens monitoring it. It looks like we have people actually doing stuff with it. Maybe they're investigating or researching it. I can't quite tell. But then moving forward. So here we go into the other room, the darkest room of them all, right? And unfortunately, there's really nothing around here. We can obviously see that there was some sort of, let's go back there real quick. 10 seconds backwards, and we're here again. Okay, so we have got two doors. We've got a light and we've got some sort of pipes, but there's really nothing much apart from that. It's all hollow from there. So let's keep moving forward. Okay, and now we're going to go into B garage, I think this is. So we have our teddy and we have our other plush toy, something. They both had a bit too much to drink. We have some kryptonite, not kryptonite, what I'm talking about. I'm thinking about radianite, and it's okay. We have some Kingdom sort of crates there. Maybe it has radianite in, I don't know. And then we have up above, we have more of it sort of stacked and shelved above. Now, that's just me trying to find out if there's anything in these crates, but I don't think there is anything. I looked in there before. And here we obviously have some behind the scenes steam. Now I think we're going to look into this area here. Now this I'm very excited about because I haven't really looked at it with you before. I personally looked at this part a lot. In fact, I might have looked at it with you before. I can't remember now. Regardless though, what you're about to see is quite interesting. So obviously, actually no, not obviously yet. I'll talk to you about that later. So as we can see, orange suits. My guess, Kingdom Corporation staff. I don't know what's happening in here though. I think that radianite might be being used to do something here, whether it's preserving them, but I don't think that's preserving. I can't quite tell. It might be that radianite is being used to preserve these people, I would assume, inside these inside this room. There aren't a lot of them though when we think about it, really. There's what, 1, 2, 3, 4 on that side, I believe. And then so maybe like 8 overall, something like that, maybe 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 most likely. And then yeah, we obviously have in the middle we have this sort of you'll see it now, yeah, we have this sort of generator thing, it looks like, that is clearly giving off some sort of heat or whatever. People were saying that the smoke that they were seeing in the videos is unstable radianite potentially. You could be right about that. But what's interesting is this room in particular. I don't know what this is for, but it's clearly lore. Like, honestly, I was saying this within the game and some people were like, are you sure about this? As in people who I was playing with in the event. This map is rich with lore. It really is, it looks like. Now, I haven't connected all the dots to this lore, and I've said this plenty of times. I don't know, and I'm not a full expert with the lore of this game as much as I'd like to be. But it's very hard to say that this right here isn't somewhat part of the lore of this game, and I would be interested to see who these people are. It looks like there's hands down here. I mean, I'm only saying that because would a suit normally have gloves? I'm not sure. So maybe there really is people being preserved, but when we go inside them, which I believe I do eventually, when we go inside them, you can't see anything. You see? It's a hollow suit, it looks like. But of course, that might just be because they don't want to show us who I should say, is actually in here. I think hopefully now we're going to start looking at the recreational room a little bit more. So people are saying that this is Phoenix, right? That this is Phoenix's jacket on the TV. You can pause that if you would like to. Actually, let's go back to, because I went back by that really quickly. Some people were saying this is Phoenix in his jacket or whatever. Now, in my opinion, this looks very similar to either Shatter or Crusader, I can't remember which one, that was constantly being talked about a few weeks ago. We'll look a bit at this TV later on, because clearly I move away from it pretty fast. and we'll see what else is going on. The reason why I move away from it pretty fast is simply because we already had a very good look at this. Now I think we're going to go into this room here. Again, these are rooms that aren't exactly miles away from the the battlefield essentially, but they are places that people haven't been looking, and I haven't seen anyone really looking at this so far, so I think it's interesting information. So this is clearly a room with, stairs, great stuff. We have a crate here, or we have some sort, I don't actually know what these are, boxes of some sort, and then we have a crate here with something in here. I don't know what these screens are though. I don't know what this is about. Do I really not even stop to smell the roses with these screens? Okay, well, let's keep going and see where I go with this. So right here we have some sort of what looks like displays, obviously, for like information, but as I said before, some things in these lore things is English or is written language, and other things are quite literally just trying to squares representing text that would be there. So this is Kingdom Refinery, and then some information here. A here, don't know what that's about, have no idea what this is about either. Honestly, pretty much have no idea what any of this is about, and if you have any idea, by all means let me know. But this is also quite interesting. Wow, so interesting that I skip away from it very quickly. This is also quite interesting here. I don't know what the obsession with A is here at all. I don't know if that's just because we are on A side, or whether there's something more to it. We do have A Central here though, and this is not the map, but I don't know what this actually is. And if anyone here has any idea, by all means, let me know. Either tweet at me on Valorant Hub or my personal Twitter account, or write a comment. But bear in mind that I'll see tweets more than I'll see YouTube comments, simply because there are more YouTube comments than tweets these days. So I can't really see exactly what these things say. That says old something. That says district something. I can't, something district. I can't, that says station. Something station. I actually didn't see these before. Kingdom. So I'm wondering what the reason why I'm slowing down now and not speaking is I'm genuinely, I haven't seen, I've seen this stuff. Honestly, I've seen a lot of stuff. Let's be real. I've seen a heck of a lot of stuff recently. So trying to piece everything together, I haven't done everything straight away. And once this comes out, once this map actually comes out, I'll be showing, I'll be not just showing, because you'll be able to see everything that I'm showing anyway, but I'll be analyzing this stuff a lot more, because honestly I haven't had time with all the editing that I've been doing to see exactly what's being done here. But that looks, and this is a pure guess, but that looks somewhat like maybe transport station. This is a central. This is something district from what I'm reading here. That's another district. This is old town. Maybe it looks like old something. Can't really read it. And then Kingdom Headquarters, I think that says. So this is the headquarters potentially. And then this is sort of the roadmap, or not roadmap, but sort of basically the map for something. Can't really see what this stuff says at the bottom. Yeah, thankfully I do actually try to zoom in a little bit. I think this is stuff that you can actually read. It's just that you have to get it at the right angle. So I will look at that a little bit later on, because that is quite interesting. Unfortunately, with these things, so you have to look at the right angle. There'd be no point in me zooming in, for example, in certain cases, because yeah, that's definitely not just squares, I don't think. I'm pretty sure that's actual writing, but it's very difficult to read. So if also, obviously, if you want to pause any of this, by all means, give it a pause. So that says that's definitely transport station. That's definitely Kingdom HQ. Definitely Old Town. I can't see what that says. New District or Neo District? Bro, if that says Neo District, that looks like Neo District potentially, but I can't really tell. This all is something that we've never seen before, though. Genuinely, at least I've never seen it before. If you have, by all means, you have. But I've personally, I'm actually now finding some stuff for myself here, because I have never seen. I didn't really look into it. Honestly, I didn't look into every single screen that I've looked at, because I simply haven't had the time to stay on one thing for hours on end, because of how much content and you know, there's some level of expectation with this stuff to post a lot and stuff, so, you know, which is understandable, but that means that I've had to prioritize getting stuff out rather than analyzing every nth degree of, you know, literally when we think about what I'm trying to do here, I'm trying to read a small flipping square, you know, 1 inch of an entire map that hasn't even been released yet. So, you know, I've done the best I can do, but regardless. Now, this obviously, I have shown this on Twitter. So if you're wondering if you've seen this on Twitter, you have indeed. I don't know what these things are, whether they're sort of power things. They don't look, they're not pods, but I don't know what they are. I don't know what this square's for. And it looks like we're going to go back into this. So this is what we were looking at before, and this is, real quickly, this, not this room, coming up very soon. The room I'm about to show you, this, nope, not this room, damn it. The room here we are. This room very much looks like the room that we saw in the spawn room with the samurai type figures being in there. So let's see what else I look at now. Okay, so here's just some more boxes in the corner and stuff. Obviously, this is places that we can't look at as an actual player. And we're going, I was clearly fascinated by this. I am going to do more. This is definitely words, because that says district, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to do a full video, I think, actually looking at this entire screen, and I'll give you some more analysis on that. Probably a couple days into Act 3 being out. Simply because I don't want to spend all video on the specific screen when there's plenty to look at. I know that because bear in mind, we haven't even really left the map yet, and we do, oh, hold up. I want to give that a bit of lead up. We do have quite a lot of stuff to look at outside of the map itself. Stuff at the boats and the mountains and stuff. So this is a research room, as you can see from the door and the actual label. Now this room is also going to spawn, I think, a lot of clickbait and a lot of interest in general. I say clickbait in sort of endearingly, as a jokey thing, basically. So this is actually what we looked at before. This is on a lot of screens in ICEBOX. This is the 87%, whatever it's called. This is some sort of radionite. It looks like some sort of radar thing going on here, especially there. But what I do find interesting, and what I'm interested to see what other people find of this, is what this vent looks like, but also, who is this person? I did actually show this to you, I think, maybe even yesterday, by using the sniper rifle, but now we can actually see in very clear format that there is in fact a person here. And in fact, I just joked about the clickbait. I might clickbait this myself. When I say clickbait, what I actually mean is make an appealing thumbnail for people to look at. So, you know, when I show this, this is what it is. There's no clickbait because I'm showing it to you. But yeah, clickbait, yeah. Hopefully that made sense. I think the term has lost some meaning potentially, either that or I'm giving it its own meaning. Regardless, so here we have, I don't even know what these things are. They're sort of systems, it looks like, that look very important, but I don't know what for exactly. Bear in mind, this is obviously a facility. I have no idea what goes into a facility in general. I'm a YouTuber, not a facility person. But yeah, as you can see, this is basically all we have in the room. We have a table. We have a picture of a person, which I would assume people were interrogating people over this picture. I don't really know, just by the light. Either that or someone was studying this person. But as you can see now, we're finally leaving the map and going more so onto parts of the map that you can't in fact go to. So here we're about to go to the shipwreck, it looks like. As you can see here, we have a crane. This shipwreck looks very old. It looks very old, doesn't it? It also looks like it may be under construction, which maybe they're either fixing it or they're studying it, seeing what's inside. But I think we tried to go underneath. And as you can, I mean, this is stuff that you've never seen before, I suppose, but obviously I've seen this stuff quite a lot because I've been re-reviewing the footage a bit. We don't really have a lot of information on the shipwreck still, though. Obviously we can see it, but there wasn't either anything underneath it either. And now we're going to what I would guess is called the hangar, potentially, regardless, whatever it is. Actually, no, we're going to the watchtower first. I remember this. We're going to go to the watchtower first. I'm going to try and get cinematic and fail epically at it. These look like screens, but they're clearly not on. And you can see, obviously, it basically like a watchtower. You can see the map, but nothing really too big here. And then, of course, in here, this is all hollow, unfortunately. Oh, maybe not. Okay. this is the thing, is that some of it is hollow, but some of it isn't. So when you go to certain points, it shows stuff, other points it doesn't. So obviously we have crates down there, but we have, and this is one of the cinematics that I used in the Twitter post, we have a plane here, or some sort of fighter jet or whatever. I'm just gonna have a sip of coffee. I just spilt coffee all over myself a little bit. Oopsie. Also, on the face cam side of things, I'm sorry that it's quite dark. It'd be like that sometimes. So yeah, we have this sort of fighter plane, what it looks like potentially. I can't really tell exactly what it is. Regardless, it's definitely not an ordinary plane. I'm not sure what it's being used for personally. Might be for radionite, might be for fighting, could be like a loading plane. I honestly can't tell. Obviously looks quite military based or whatever. And then we have crates of probably what would be radionite or something like that inside here. Notice container must be placed on its the right way, probably. I couldn't read it, but honestly, those sort of warnings are very simple and usual. And now we have some more cinematics. Obviously, now we are literally going to the end of the map. So if you want to see what the end of the map looks like, then this is also great for you. So obviously, we have the Northern Lights here. Yes, I know I should have turned off the HUD ages ago. I forgot, didn't really realize I could do it, this, that, and the other. Don't worry, next time I'll know, okay? I'll look into the HUD a little bit more. But as you can see here, obviously, there's a lot of mountains. Honestly, a lot more, I mean, you know, when you think about the fact that really the only place that we can play is here and here, this is a huge map. And this is actually what gave me the idea for, well, not what gave me the idea, I had the idea before ICEBOX was even announced. You know, before I even had any idea this was even going to happen, I was going to do some ambient stuff. But yeah, this was definitely making it a lot easier, seeing all the sort of beautiful scenery. And yeah, this does look really, really nice. By the way, with the ambience thing, if you're wondering, the reason I'm doing it is simply because this is a hub for Valorant. So I'm trying to make sure that anyone who can enjoy Valorant basically. And that doesn't only mean giving you the news about what's happening within the community, and that doesn't only mean giving you sneak peeks. It also means, you know, essentially valuing every part of the audience. And I know that there's a huge audience on YouTube for white noise and ambient noise and stuff like that. So not every video is going to be for you on this channel, but hopefully a lot of them will be. I'm trying to also reach out to different niches within the community, make everyone feel welcome, make everyone be able to enjoy it. And honestly, and I know this from experience personally, some people, and when I say some, I mean a lot of people, really do enjoy that sort of thing where they can literally, it's not a thing where you literally watch ICEBOX for an hour. That's not the idea. Oh, hello. The idea for this, for the noise, is literally if you're like studying, or if you're trying to sleep or something. Some people actually fall asleep, or it helps them study. So that's why I did it. Essentially, people can listen to it for like an hour, more than an hour if they want to, every single day if they would like to, and they can make the most out of it. And for those people, that video was really worth me uploading it for. So that's why I do it. That being said, I haven't spoken about it yet, but of course this is basically now the borders. So we have the elements of the sun, we have, you know, the glow from the sun, we have clouds, and then obviously this is where the map essentially finishes, all around these mountains. But when you think about how small this map is, considering all these mountains, it's pretty crazy that they even included all this, because, you know, in some games this would have been the limit, but instead now, you know, we're going here. And in fact, this is where I believe this is where this video sort of started. So let's go a bit forward, because it's the same thing, as you can imagine. This stuff was really cool to see how they animated this. I didn't know if it was all going to be a static image, but no, they actually made like the waves crash and stuff like that, which of course you can see in the Valorant Ambient ICEBOX 1 hour mix. Don't know how I'd call it a mix, but regardless, it was something. And now we're basically back to the room, and I think at this point I've covered a lot of what we were looking at in this map. You know, now I think I'm trying to do cinematics for different videos I'm posting, obviously around the YouTube channel. But again, just a reminder, everything that we're looking at here, all the lore that we saw there about Old Town and Kingdom headquarters and stuff, all of these sort of screens and whatever else, and this, if you've been following the Twitter, you've already seen this part, And you're going to see now that I'm going to be zooming all the way out very soon. We're going to zoom out all the way to the other side of the map very soon, actually, I think. But you can see how close this actually is to all the fighting. You know, this is for everything that you've seen before. Kitchen, you know, all of it. This is me trying to get more cinematics, which you will actually have seen on Twitter. Very glad I got those cinematics. People were like, why don't you just play the game? Not people in the event, people who, you know, they were like, why didn't you just play the game? I want to be very clear. People were saying that I showed some people this cinematic footage after the embargo lifted, and they were like, why did you show? You know, I was showing them what I was going to make videos about and stuff, and they were like, why did you do that? And I'm like, because it's great for Twitter promotion. All right, so moving forward now, we have what looks like tanks, but we can't really see too much in there because it's all hollow. And then, so this is more cinematics potentially. Yeah, this is me just trying to get more cinematics. Boy, do I wish I learned how to turn off the HUD before access was turned off here, because so many opportunities. But there you go. Had to zoom in a couple times and stuff like that. Wasn't helpful, but you know, next time I will definitely learn. I think now actually we're going to go into this spawn. So have a guess what we might see up here for a second. I don't know if yeah, okay, I'll go up there very quickly. I'll just show you. I'll just show you. Basically this. Pretty much, I mean, that was anticlimactic as heck. I'm sorry. Basically nothing. There's nothing up here. Obviously we do have stairs, and that's kind of interesting to see that there's something leading up to that. But we don't exactly see. I'm hoping that we go into the room to the right here. I expect that I do go into here. Yeah, there we go. Mainly because it would be unlike me not to at least look at what's going on. Obviously, there's pretty much no intel here. We have kingdom boxes. We have a table for something, some sort of meeting stuff going on there. And there's me trying to get more cinematics. It's so difficult getting cinematics on a PC game like this, especially as someone who's used to being able to use theater mode on console games like Uncharted, Call of Duty, GTA obviously has its own theater mode and stuff like that. Using a controller, the joysticks to move around, so much easier. Right, so now we're into this room right here. I have no idea what this room is at all, but obviously this is a room that you've never seen before. Clearly it's not meant to be looked into, but you know, because of all this stuff. But at the same time, there are clearly assets in here, so I wonder what this room is used for, even if we can't see it properly. And I think, I'm trying to think if there's any other rooms that we haven't looked at, because we've looked at quite a lot already. So let's keep going. Now I'm doing some cinematic stuff, looking at the players here, going back to this room right here, it looks like, to see what's going on. I think I'm waiting for the biphase thing to go. There we go. And then there's the money shot for the thumbnail. There's the money shot. I'll keep that in mind for when I'm making. Oh, we haven't seen this yet. We haven't seen this. Oh my gosh, saving the best till last potentially. So you know how we've seen all these samurais, right? Well, we saw that one samurai and we think that they're basically based in here, but we don't know exactly what's going on. I think that experiments have been taking place on them. And what I'm about to show you is definitely going to be used in the thumbnail. I don't know what this is. This is one of the most interesting parts of this map that I found. Hopefully you find it interesting too. This room right here. What is going on here, my friends? What is this? Because this right here looks like some sort of operating table. And at first I'm like, what's going on? So we have some sort of... There's a lot to unpack here. Okay. So we have all these screens. Obviously we've seen that screen. That's the 87% complete screen that we see all around the map. Don't know what this is all about. Obviously control panels here and there, and we have some sort of equipment here. I would expect that we have more of these inside these containers right here. And this is what I was talking about in the tweet where I said something about a mid clash and heavy battles lies case after case of hidden mortals. This dude don't look too good at, you know, this dude looks kind of dead to me. So clearly immortal. And, you know, case after case being you know, it's a case of a hidden mortal, but also those pods are kind of like cases. So yeah, I don't know, some wordplay there. But anyway, going back to it. So we have what looks like a, I don't really know, like shorts maybe? I wouldn't call them shorts, but like, you know, trap, whatever it is. Then we have the torso, and then we have a helmet. Now we're going to look a bit closer at this, and this is a little bit freaky, I'm going to be honest. That looks like a head to me. In fact, that's got to be in the thumbnail. Now that I think of it, this is definitely going to be in the thumbnail. No doubt about it. Because what is this? What is this? This is clearly a part of the lore. I don't know what it is. Clearly a samurai. Basically, when we know more about it, I'm going to investigate, obviously, and we're going to find out. But what the heck is that? This is something I looked at actually in yesterday's video, but not anywhere near to this depth. So yeah, we have the trousers here, we have the legs here, we have the torso here. It's clearly armor, I should say, not trousers, armor, helmet here, and it looks like an actual face there, which is a bit odd for Valorant, because when I first saw this, I thought, is Valorant really putting this type of thing in their game? It just looks interesting to me. Obviously, we have the hands here, and this is generally the operating table. Then if we look at the desk itself, not a lot to look at really, just some sort of, some shapes and stuff to make it look kind of cool. The 87% max capacity thing here. I don't know what these two things are here, honestly. That looks like a radar. It's picking up two things, but we don't know what the radar's for, obviously. Trying to read through it now. And then we have this control panel, which I think is just a basic. Yeah, I'm literally looking at every corner. I don't want to miss anything here. Yeah, we're looking at... What are we looking at now? What are we looking at now? This is the room that we've already seen, by the way. This is the room we've already seen. We have 5 minutes after this gameplay, so clearly I found a lot of this. And now I think I'm just revisiting everything to make sure that I got a good shot of everything. And now we're watching Breach. I think we're watching Breach to try and take out the... Oh, nice finishing from the Mintrix there. GG's. All right. Is there anything else we're looking at? Oh yeah, I accidentally forgot. I accidentally turned on line of sight, so I'm figuring out how do I turn this off? How do I turn off line of sight? It literally took me a couple of minutes to figure it out, but eventually I do. And now I think we're just looking at some more cinematics. So I think that's basically everything that I wanted to show you, and I think I've shown you stuff that you most likely will have never seen before in Valorant, which I'm very happy to show you. But this is what we have as the map. I don't think there's any other inch really of this map that I have that hasn't been covered. But what are your thoughts on everything you've seen here? I would really be interested in your thoughts on this. This really is a case of showing you every single inch of the map. I keep on saying almost every inch because, the player model can only take you so far. But of course, the camera tool gives us a lot to work with, and we've seen a lot here. Is this where it ends? No, a few more minutes. That being said, a few call to actions and stuff. The first thing, of course, is that I am doing this Twitter Battle Pass giveaway for Act 3. I won't be doing it all the time, but I am... just some stuff here, but not a lot. I'm doing it for now. Obviously, up until basically tomorrow when Act 3 releases, I'll be doing an announcement for who wins. Obviously, whoever wins has to follow the rules, and then they'll definitely win in terms of, whatever, PayPal and stuff. So that's that, but also we will be doing more just news and stuff. The Twitter's not just for giveaways, it's for news, it's for updates, it's for everything really that I find that, bearing in mind that YouTube really is a polished, or a more polished at least, video platform, Twitter to me is all about getting the raw, authentic, quick stuff out that a lot of you seem to be really enjoying. And actually, I've completely missed it, saying it so far, but also a massive thank you for the growth on Twitter, because we've actually overtaken my personal account that I've been, tweeting from for the past 6 years. We overtook it in a matter of literally less than 72 hours. So the power of this community is definitely something to be reckoned with. Really cool to see. And yeah, we're at over 500 followers now on Twitter. So, just going to keep doing our thing, keep hopefully providing more and more valuable stuff to you as per usual I try to do. But with that being said, if this video was interesting or helpful to you in any way, shape or form, a like is always very much appreciated. If you want to be kept up to date with everything happening in this game every single day, multiple times a day, this is VALORANT Hub and I'll cover everything going on. So if you want to be up to date with everything happening, hit that subscribe button, keep notifications on. Also, good game. GG's to the people playing this game. 12-12. clearly a very, very close game with some amazing people playing. Test123 is one of the best players in the world. That's all I'm going to tell you. He obviously clearly didn't put his name down, but yeah, he is a very good player. I really thoroughly enjoyed playing with them and with everyone, obviously, and watching them play. But with that being said, I think that's basically it. I just thought I'd now let you watch the entire gameplay. I feel like it'd be a bit unfair to do this whole lore thing and then not at least show who wins at the end of this game. But everyone on this, everyone was so good at this game. Everyone was so flipping good, and here I was, the news guy, just doing my thing. And not only was I just the news guy, but everyone was just super cool about it too. Like, I was clearly, most of the time, like 99% of the time, like there were a couple people who were around my skill level too, I'd say. But everyone, like, not especially, but including the pros who you could imagine would want to win a bit more potentially, everyone was so cool about me being bad at the game, basically. And they didn't call me bad, but you know, that's I'm labeling myself with that. That being said though, I've done my outro already, so hopefully this was enjoyable. And have a great day. I will be covering more and more Valorant Act 3 and obviously Episode 2 Act 1 when that comes out. Hope you enjoyed this. That being said, have a great day, everyone. I will see you in the next Valorant video. And also, obviously, Zaki number 2, people, I will in fact be streaming most likely Act 3 tomorrow potentially and the day after. This is the last long video that I have planned in terms of stuff that actually takes a lot of effort to go into potentially. Obviously I'm gonna have more stuff, but yeah, I most likely will be streaming either tomorrow, the next day, or both days, to try and sort of, you know, just hang out with you basically, maybe play some customs, we'll see. But yeah, with that being said, hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.